It's about looks, it's about you, it's about feeling new. It's about clothes, it's about style, it's about what's worthwhile. It's about all those things you wanted to learn but didn't have a clue. The how-tos, tricks, and tips that make it work for you. It's about health, it's about work, it's about you. It's about looks, it's about life, it's about you.
Hello, I'm Edie Locke, the editor of You magazine, and I'm delighted to welcome you to this Model of the Month edition, and I know you will be equally delighted watching it. 5'10", brunette with enormous expressive eyes, high cheekbones, a sensuous mouth, Jen Yarrow is a stunner. But aside from that, her face sparkles with intelligence and a wonderfully quirky sense of humor. Jen left her native Ontario about 4 years ago after graduation from high school and went to Paris and started her modeling career. She returned to New York just about 3 years ago and was an instant success. Just about that time, we started taping You magazine and worked with Jen on our early shows. And so her success is quite a sentimental thing to us. We taped fashion-savvy Jen in Paris, boutique shopping, and in New York on Columbus Avenue doing the same, and with her favorite hairstylist, Christiane, and her brand new husband, Peter Kagan. This is what you'll be seeing during the next half hour.
On Columbus Avenue, New York, shopping with Jen for fabulous summer fashions and great-looking best summer buys from Paris boutiques. Some interesting hair talk with famous stylist Christiane. And model Jen Yarrow and photographer husband Peter Kagan at home in close-up. You magazine will be back in a moment.
Columbus Avenue on Manhattan's Upper West Side is one of the new, vivid neighborhoods and one of Jen's favorite places to shop for clothes. Anything from high-tech chic to one-of-a-kind oldies at Alice's Underground, where you can find treasures of Victoriana like this charmer in embroidered cotton. From the real high-button shoes, its old-fashioned femininity, right up to the little frilly bodice and the flowered hat. And what a lovely wedding dress this would make. At Alice's Underground, you can find clothes from almost any period, like something in peach crepe de chine from the Roaring '20s, sensational and special, from the silk-fringed hem of the paneled skirt, the silk embroidery, the wonderful lacy gloves, the fan, the pearls, the flowers in the hair, and Jen's short haircut looks totally of the period. Kenneth Cole's shops and the shoes he designs are special too. Great sandals, great colors, trendy summer boots, a fashion statement in a pretty print pump, or witty pointed-toe boots. And this imaginative layering comes from Putameo, an absolute paradise for those looking for delicious colors and patterns to mix into a sweet peasantly pile-on, full skirts and tops prettied with shawls and kerchiefs. And it's fun to layer one top over the other, one skirt hitched up over another, mixing stripes and checks. And the look is always pretty and feminine, from a floppy straw hat to the colors, the pinks, melons, lavenders, sashed in a pattern mix, the double skirting with one tucked up peasant style, the little girl's socks and pastel sandals. Putameo is filled with artifacts, with shawls, crafts, jewelry from all over the world, paintings, wonderful masks. But you can also find some neat and tailored looks here, like a crisp white cotton pantsuit. It's with short-stop trousers, a well-cut blazer over a black and white zigzagged summer sweater. Browsing around Putameo's two shops is a pleasure to the eye. You want to buy everything. There are beautiful hand-woven cottons, like this big, fabulous coat striped in pinks over peachy striped separates, and the fringed cotton scarf is an added fashion statement. Ditto the soft straw hat in every color you could want. Tie a scarf around it and it looks totally charming. Ditto the way the soft shawl is looped around the neck. The pretty pink print camisole dress layered over a peach print skirt. Again, double layers. Again, worn with little girl sandals. Now, if you're looking for all-out pretty with fashion spice, Purameo is the shop to go for. High contrast. Parachutes high-tech chic, both architecturally and fashion-wise. Some of the best-looking jackets and trousers for men and women come from here. The perfectly man-tailored linen blazer over short, dark white pants, worn with Kenneth Cole's gutsy sandals. Jen and Peter buy a lot of their clothes here, always look terrific in them. Now, under that very well-tailored jacket is a simple black linen shirt. Parachute is totally now. The clothes, the place. The white walls, the steel racks, the bright blue columns. The full circle skirt that's coming up the stairway. Very simple look. A shirt, a two-tone vest, all in cotton. The colors are terrific. Bright blue plus black, gray and white, a great color combo. And if you're looking for a super raincoat, you'll find it here. Real chic ones in black cotton. Not just an ordinary trench, but jazzed with epaulets, with tabs, flaps, and snaps. Actually, it's a terrific coat to wear anytime. You don't have to wait for the rain to wear it. And terrific with it, the bright blue dress under it. It's a safari-ish sort of dress, like lots of parachute designs. It is epauletted, big-pocketed, and we love the added dash of the black leather holster belt. Now, this can be the sort of dress that becomes a workday uniform to wear from right now into early fall. It's a cotton that won't wilt. And it's as carefree as Jen's newsy short haircut. Two pieces with universal appeal and wearability. That full circle skirt now in white cotton, a wide-shouldered, epauletted, easy overtop in the dark gray that's one of the newsiest summer colors.
Terrific and affordable summer looks from Paris. Next, right after this.
In Paris, for the fall ready-to-wear collections, we went boutiquing with Jen to some of her favorite stops around Les Halles. Great places to shop for fashion buys, for marvelous things for the house, gifts to bring home. The area's dotted with outdoor cafes and restaurants to stop on a sunny day for something delicious, while touring the many shops filled with affordable summer clothes in and around the Forum Les Halles, a giant, modern, high-tech shopping center in the midst of old Paris. Inside the steel and glass forum, Jen in a breezy gray cotton from Nacelle Victoire, a loose overblouse topping a full-skirted little dress you'll see in close-up later. And right now, Jen is playfully tiptoeing on flat sandals in a summery playtime turnout from Nacelle Victoire, an oversized long cotton knit tee tied up with a baby pink cotton knit sarong. Both the mini-length tee and the tie-on skirt could double beautifully as swimsuit cover-ups. In close-up, the gray overblouse we saw before, great metallic cuffs from Scooter, and here's what's under the overblouse. A bare sundress, thin-strapped, laced up the back like an old-fashioned corselet. Adorable and useful because it's really two outfits in one, covered up for a workday, bare for playtime, and the price tag for both in Paris, $75. Air-conditioned summer dressing, breezy weight madras plaid in cool blues. This, too, is from Nacelle Victoire. A floaty top, a wraparound side-tied full skirt, flat sandals. Jen's in two easy pieces from Nacelle Victoire, the full swingy skirt in bright blue cotton, a square white cotton top cut like a T. The idea again, summer cool, like Jen's ultra-short haircut. Agnes Bay has several shops in Paris and one in New York for women and men. Jen's in a man-tailored suit, shirt and tie from Agnes Bay the man's store, where a lot of women shop for the real thing. Flat sandals and socks are the perfect footing to go for now. Ditto, the sturdy linen man's suit, the striped cotton shirt, and since French clothes for men are cut smaller than American ones, it's an easy fit for women. Another trouser suit, this one from Agnes Bay's women's boutique, a striped cotton blazer, linen trousers that stop just above the ankle, wide-strapped sandals and socks. A cotton sweater is under the blazer. It's a perfect way to dress for summer anywhere, well pulled together and neat. And if pants are an important look for summer, they'll be the top look come fall. The restaurant Jen's at is one of the many specializing in every variety of shellfish and oysters and super desserts. Just looking at this meringue creation could make you gain weight. Quatre Saisons is one of those great shops filled with irresistible things for the house. Great contemporary furniture, too. Jen's in pale pink cotton punched with black by Agnes Bay. Simple summer suiting, striped t-shirt, effortless dressing. Quatre Saisons is a must-stop for gifts, anything from linen tea towels, dried flowers, baskets, to fabric-covered notebooks. The shop's skylight, incidentally, gives you a glimpse of one of Paris's oldest churches, of Saint-Eustache. Great rattan furniture here, and from Agnes Bay, the most comfortable trio in black and white cotton knit. A cardigan, a tea-top, worn with pull-on skinny pants, it's great for weekends and lounging. Wear them with linen trousers or a skirt, and you've got the perfect summer go-to-work look.
If you've heard the new buzzword in hairstyles called the buzz, find out what it's all about next.
Internationally famous hairstylist Christian's been setting hair trends for years. His latest, The Buzz, named after the sound of the electric razor he uses. He philosophizes a bit with longtime friend Jen.
Why this particular line on this particular head is like asking why anything. It is primarily a result of how she explained her hair in her own comfort to me, and I try to bring this particular aspect of hair to it without disturbing too much her prime piece with hair, which at that point was that it was always here and comfortably here, but that this was the part about her, so we decided on
the buzz, right?
Yeah, and on a line that went fairly radically. This is more brave than having a neutral line, because it's and more brave because it truly presents your head and person in completely conflicting ways. There is very short and very long, always visible. Whereas if it is more neutral and the hair drapes more around the head and it's simply from the bottom up, it is more, it's a softer transition. Jan has a life as a fashion model that must
be versatile. That
must please many people. So I think there is, in the established way of hair, no more way to go to come to wonderful, new, exciting, and style and feel. That's what happened to me. I didn't get there anymore, and ultimately I ended up doing this. We've called it a buzz because it buzzed parts of the head away, as I said before, and leaves a smaller, more comfortable amount of hair left where it counts. Yeah. Basically, this style was reserved for prisoners of wars or religious type of things, certainly not on women. Men, yes. There is no distinction now about it being male or female anymore. It is. This has become a new part of your body. that doesn't need to be washed as hair, it needs to be washed as body, treated as body, basically. At the same time, by doing it, it exposes for the first time the individual pattern of hair that exists here. It's like a fingerprint. Already simply the view of this texture of hair with this kind of texture superimposed on it.
And you just feel like a different person, you know? And you can move it around.
Yeah, the idea behind it from my part was to make, to relieve the burden of hair somewhat, and at the same time incorporate this whole thing to be able to make style in new ways.
The Couple at Home, a conversation with Jen Yarrow and Peter Kagan, coming next.
They live in an apartment with a spectacular view of Manhattan on New York's West Side. It's filled with books, magazines, photos, video equipment, and two affectionate dachshunds named Hudson and Splash. Here are Jen and Peter in close-up.
I decided to start modeling when I was about 17. Had a friend actually take me up to an agency in Toronto, and I took a modeling course there, and that's when I started to really get interested. I had to practically start all over again when I went to Paris. I had to like build up my book and take testings, and I went to the magazines there and got my jobs from the magazines. And that's when I got my advertising work and did shows. It's really an experience to learn. Like, it's a beginning to know what to do and just get the experience. It's in Paris.
We were both there at the same time for different reasons, but both being there for work.
Yeah.
And we're thrown together in kind of a nice way, actually. You didn't like me too much originally.
No, I didn't like him at first. I was coming from Africa, and I was like I was sick. I got dysentery and was feeling really ill, but I was tanned, and I lost 10 pounds, and I was sick on the bed.
Mm-hmm. And you had longer hair at the time, too.
And you came over for dinner, and then what did you do?
Then I kind of talked to you for a while there while you were throwing up in bed. No, she was looking good, though. She was sick, but good.
No, he was falling in love with me.
Yeah.
Peter takes a lot of pictures of me at all different times. Especially when we first met, he took a lot of Polaroids and he would just take his camera out at any time and take pictures of me. And
I did photograph our wedding also.
Yeah, he photographed our wedding. And
in a mirror.
Peter first showed me how to windsurf, and then I got better than Peter, and then Peter got better than me.
And then I couldn't handle that.
Yeah.
It's nice to have something that we're close in proficiency to do together, as sometimes we compete a little bit.
And we do small projects together, and we're just starting to work more together now.
It's fun, although it would be nice if we had more opportunities to do so, I think.
Yeah.
But very often you don't have that much of a choice as to what you can do, and things tear you apart, and one person goes one place and another person has to go to another place. And it probably is, it's not a bad idea to occasionally be separated from each other.
It's good to be, I think.
Probably.
It's nice. It gives us a nice break from each other, and we just concentrate on our own work. And life goes on. We talk to each other on the phone, even though we're far apart.
It's important to have independent direction somewhat, and not be too dependent on one another for entertainment or for security or whatever it is that you crave. But it is nice to see each other occasionally, once in a while. It's nice to. Yeah.
You Magazine will be back in a moment.
I think you've seen enough Model of the Month specials by now to realize that it takes much more than a pretty face. It takes a certain self-awareness, a sense of style, a sense of fashion, knowing what you're projecting, knowing what you're supposed to be selling in the photograph or on the TV commercial. It is that makes the difference, being just another model or a superstar success. And by the way, if you would like the addresses of the boutiques that you've seen both in Paris and in New York, do write us and send a self-addressed stamped envelope to You Magazine, P.O. Box 5001, FDR Station, New York, New York 10150. And thanks for joining Jen, Peter, and You Magazine.
More and more women get started on a career first, have children later, keep working up to almost the last minute. That means looking good and well pulled together right through those 9 months. That's the reason for a sensational special edition of You Magazine. Beauty advice, an exercise class, and terrific fashion savvy for pregnant women. A not-to-be-missed interesting half hour, next week's special edition of You Magazine.